okay, this is scary. They crushed a project 100% overnight. Well, why would I put my money into Bitcoin if they can just crush a project 100% overnight, right? They can't do that to Bitcoin, though. Bitcoin does not have a CEO.
Yes.
It does not have somebody running the network or operating anything. Bitcoin literally just is. It just is.
Yeah.
Biggs and Boggs.
Or we should probably do this one. Hey guys, and welcome back to your Future Hand with Biggs and Boggs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
We got Spencer on sound and screens.
Spencer.
Thanks for joining us today, folks. We come to you every week and talk about things that we think can benefit your future hand. So smash that like button and let's get right into it. What are we up to today and how can we plan for tomorrow? Julian.
Thanks, Marty. Good to be back. Didn't see you last weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. Good Mother's Day. Everyone was happy. So we are back at it. Yeah, we are going to talk about Luna today. We've seen something in crypto that has never happened before. And literally a financial attack and something dumping 100% overnight and then doing another 100x back up. So we're going to talk about that. But first, of course, we're going to get into it with a bit of a market scope here first.
Markets go.
Markets go. What I'm looking at right now is the US dollar chart. Okay, so right now we're looking at the Bitcoin versus US dollar chart on the daily time frame. Of course, we like to look at this zoomed out, get an idea of how far we've come and where we're going. You can see that I had this line drawn here, the white line. And we got through that and found a bottom of $25,400, I believe it was. But you can see we got a strong bounce, and it's already up 20%. At the time of filming this video, we're $31,500. No, sorry, $31,050, not $31,500. So, you know, a lot of signs pointing to this being a bottom, but we know and we've seen already in previous chart patterns that we fill out these daily wicks. So I'm still personally a little hesitant, and this could just be another little bull trap or some anticipation pump before some more bearish price action. But it could turn up at any minute.
Most likely see a low cup style where it does fill up that wick.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think it's going to go back down there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
And I mean, yeah,
straight up from here.
Super low volume, and it's pumping a bit on the weekend, which is great. But I'm just not.
But we're dollar cost averaging, so it's not a big deal. So take advantage of the low prices.
Exactly, and like honestly, now when where it's at, I'm like, man, lower prices right now, it's going to give us a chance to stack up as much as possible.
Well, for instance, when we say dollar cost averages, now the price has gone down to this point. This is when we start to add to our bag a little bit more. So if you were buying $10 a week or whatever, then maybe start buying $20 a week, right? As it goes down into a lower price, you want to grab a little bit more, and that averages out your position to a lower price,
lower cost,
which you want because that's making you more profitable in the end. So. Yeah. When it's high, we don't buy as much if we're still dollar cost averaging, and when it's low, that's when you start to,
accumulate a little more.
Put a few other things aside, maybe if you can, and put a little bit more into the savings. But Luna looking Terra-Bull.
Terra-Bull. So I made that update last week. Didn't even look at the charts, just made a little update, and I talked about the loss that I took in Luna. So we're looking at the chart here, and I mean, this is insane. So we literally witnessed, in my opinion, what is a financial attack. I mean, you can't deny the fact that this was straight manipulation. This is a project that was developed in the East, and they were doing really good things. Terra Labs was doing really good work, and it was a good monetary system, and they had a good plan set up. But they were backed by Bitcoin. They were being a crypto-backed stable coin. Obviously, people in the U.S. didn't like this. They attacked it. They basically duped the CEO of Luna with a deal, ended up somehow buying it all, and basically crashing it overnight. Within 48 hours, people had lost 100% of their money in Luna, but it bounced 100x immediately too. It took in $4 billion, $3 billion in about 2 hours, I think, or something like that. So we've never seen anything like this in crypto. I did lose a bag in Luna, but I took a gamble and I threw a bag back in, and it jumped up. I got my gains back and then some. So, it's crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't see how he recovers this, but maybe over time, over a couple of years, he can recover this thing. He really feels for the investors that lost. People are still interested if they're dumping $2 billion into a $3 billion. So who knows what's going to happen here? But this has never happened.
What do you know about what happened? Because I've heard a few different things, but what have you heard? What happened?
So Gemini and BlackRock, I guess Gemini was the third company. Citadel, BlackRock, and
American-owned companies.
American-owned investment companies.
So for anybody who hasn't been watching our our episodes here, UST was offering 20% a year on your investment to hold with them.
Yeah.
So obviously that's unheard of. It sounds like it's too good to be true, right? But if you've been in crypto, you know there's coins out there that offer 100% APY. So 20% is, although seems high when you're looking at traditional standards, of course. But in the crypto game, when you have when you're lending to trading platforms, they can make that. It's possible, especially with a lot of money that's going to be coming in over the time, because remember, it's all a Ponzi scheme, right? And
people don't understand that our dollar system is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, exactly, right? This is the new Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it's just like I don't even want to get into that. It's awareness.
Old investors are always paid by new investors. Investing is getting paid by new investors. That's it. There's no other way to get paid as an investor unless you're getting paid by new investors.
The impatient hand their money over to the patient.
Exactly. Exactly.
It. So, and I mean, the reality is that this was a stable coin backed by crypto, completely unattached from the U.S. dollar system. Okay,
but they were trying to hold value with the U.S. dollar, right? With the UST, was supposed to maintain one U.S. dollar.
Yeah, but yes,
stable coin.
But it was backed by Bitcoin. It's not backed by anything else but Bitcoin, right? And the U.S. dollar itself is not backed by fucking anything. It's literally backed by nothing. They removed the gold standard in 1971.
Yeah.
So the issue is that this monetary system poses a threat to the U.S. dollar system because it could easily have taken over as a monetary system.
Right. So that answers the question. Why did this happen?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it actually posed a big threat to the dollar system that we know now.
And it was from the East, not from North America.
And it was exactly from the East. So to me, we are literally seeing like evident proof of an economic battle between East and West, and obviously it goes way beyond crypto and way beyond Luna with what we're seeing with some of the war crisis and stuff like that, and it goes even way beyond Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of things that we're not virtue signaling on the internet about that are happening that people are freaking just completely.
Well, everyone's fighting for power.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And this is clearly going to be the financial.
And so even if we go to
aspect of things,
I don't even know if we have the
panicking
chart pulled up anymore, but if this is the U.S. dollar. So this is what the U.S. dollar has done. If we pull the chart back up here, this is what the U.S. dollar has done basically since the crash of the pandemic, right? So it is trending up huge, and while everyone was distracted and doing whatever it was they were doing, the U.S. was making sure that they remained the world reserve currency, because they're never ever going to let that go away. Like, I mean, you're literally going to have to nuke the states if you ever want to crush their dollar system. So to me, this says this is evident proof that the U.S. government is not going to let something like crypto, Bitcoin, or Luna take over their dollar system.
Yes, they mean business.
Right? They mean business.
That's basically what this means.
They showed us and they crushed this project overnight, right? So
this is something that may have changed the way things work, and they said no.
And they said no.
They said not today.
But Bitcoin, this is another thing that I want to kind of segue into.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
Is that they can't do this to Bitcoin.
Yes.
Okay. So
we should talk about why they were able to do it with UST.
So
they're able to do it with UST because it's privately owned.
It's privately owned and
There's a guy.
And there's a guy to hold accountable for what's going on too. So they're actually trying to sue him out the ass now too for screwing investors.
Of course, they're going to make him look like he screwed everybody over. They're going to crush him as much as they possibly
can. Even
though
they're the ones that did it.
Exactly, right? And it's on the books too with the blockchain. Like you tell.
Yeah.
You tell who bought. You can tell.
Exactly. It's all transparent. So the one thing, but we want to be aware, okay, this is scary. They crushed a project 100% overnight. Well, why would I put my money into Bitcoin if they can just crush a project 100% overnight, right? They can't do that to Bitcoin, though. Bitcoin does not have a CEO.
Yes.
It does not have somebody running the network or operating anything. Bitcoin literally just is. It just is.
Yeah, Bitcoin's
it's the internet of value.
It's a democratic entity that everybody is a part of.
And if they could have done to Bitcoin what they did to Luna,
it'd be done by now.
It'd be done by now.
Would have been done.
We wouldn't be talking about Bitcoin today.
Luna only hit a high of what, $160?
$119.
Yeah, so it hit a high of $119,
and then went to a fraction of a penny.
But Bitcoin's at $30,000 right now. You think they would have done it by now if they could?
And it's it's been holding good strong levels for a long time. And I don't know, Bitcoin. It could
basically, long story short, is there's every other cryptocurrency, crypto asset out there, and then there's Bitcoin, right? It's completely different. So that's why we always say
there is
Bitcoin's number one. If you don't want to have a time or whatever to do the research, stick with Bitcoin.
Exactly.
If you want to dabble, that's when you start looking at the altcoins, and then after that, it's all a gamble because they're all securities.
To me, though, it's like you said, it's time in the market. So if right now we know for certain that we've entered a bear market, it's probably going to last longer than we think based on what's happening with the U.S. dollar. Because if the U.S. dollar is the strongest asset in the world, people aren't going to buy other assets, right?
Yes. But we know everything. We know everything's struggling right now. The U.S. dollar, it's doing good on chart, but it's still, it's still struggling. Like every single time we see a big crash, there's usually a big run up before it crashes, right? So
it doesn't have much more room to go up, even if it does. It's sitting at the U.S. dollar sitting at 104 right now at a 2-decade high. It doesn't have a lot of room. Maybe it pushes to 108, 110 here, but eventually they're going to have to start printing money again and lower interest rates. And when they do, that capital is going to flood into revenue producing assets. And I'm not saying it's just Bitcoin, but there will be an inflow of capital to Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
But there'll be a huge inflow of capital to stock lakes and all those stuff. So it is a cycle. It's a 10-year cycle. And we're now getting the opportunity, probably the best opportunity of our generation to start buying, to invest and to start buying and to start accumulating some of these assets. So you're not going to, then it's like maybe you get lucky and you invested in a small project that you get rich overnight, like Shiba Inu or something like that. Or if you invested in Terra Luna the other day, anyway. You gotta be those. That happens to the people that are paying attention. But if the people that make those gains are the people that are watching this on 8 screens, 10 screens like this. Ding, 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 ding. Totally, just got some like hardcore drum and bass.
If you're somebody that's just watching on your phone, like don't even worry about it. Just don't even.
So care. you buy Bitcoin, and then 2024 halving cycle happens, and you hopefully have got 100% from here at least, if not maybe a 2 to 3x in the next 3-4 years on Bitcoin. And then you start to take some of that capital from Bitcoin and, maybe you learned a little bit more of crypto and maybe you start investing into some smaller projects and stuff like that. But after witnessing what we just did, man, like I'm more now, I think I'm almost 60%, if not a little bit heavier into Bitcoin than anything else.
Yeah, it definitely makes you realize, because I've been trying to say it all along. Like you're telling me about these new coins, I'm like, dude, just maybe settle down a bit. Send me a text, check this out. I'm like, dude, just buy Bitcoin.
I don't know. I made some profits on it. As long as you go in and out on the smaller ones.
That's the thing. Bitcoin's long term. Yeah. If you're gonna do anything like that, it's normally you got to be in and out quick.
Yeah. And then I got 2 other. Yeah. There's 2 other projects that I held through all that. There was 2 other projects that I decided not to sell. And one of them was a metaverse project, and I've got a whole bunch of tokens, and it's down obviously right now in this market. But whatever. Nobody likes the metaverse. But somebody just sold a piece of land in Decentraland for $190,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that whole
digital piece of land. Which
I could be wrong, but I do think that whole aspect, I don't think it's going to do very well. The whole virtual reality thing has been around for a long time. I don't know.
To me it's more so about gaming. So I mean, it's like you don't have to put on an Oculus to go and play some of these games that are play to earn games that are attached to the metaverse.
I mean? So fair.
So and it's like we need to understand
the gaming community will partake, but that's about it though.
The gaming industry now though, outside of crypto, is accommodating 3.5 billion users. Okay, that's half the population. Crypto gaming just started. Video gaming itself is one of the biggest industries in the world, and crypto gaming is only worth a total of $30 billion. Okay? It's going to blow the fuck up, no doubt about it. It's just going to take some time, and Bitcoin's going to have to... If Bitcoin's not going up, neither is anything else. But
basically, what if you want to know what's going to happen next? Is everything's going down? Yeah, that's where I was getting at it with the U.S. dollar thing. Everything's going down. Commodities are going up. Your expenses to live are going up.
God, oil didn't even jump that much, and gas prices jumped like 20 cents a liter.
Gas prices doubled. If you look at a 2-year span, gas prices over doubled. And the price of oil is not even in close. Well, it's close. But
that's what I mean. Even a few weeks ago, when it hit the high at 128, the price of oil per barrel went to 128, and our gas was at 206.
Yeah.
And now
it's at 110 a barrel, and our gas prices are 220
a liter. Like it's like, man, it's so it's like.
And
they're just fucking
oil
for as much as they can. Like, it has nothing to do with.
Yeah, of course. And last time the price of oil was this much, or a little bit lower, a little bit higher.
It was like $1.60.
A little bit higher. Exactly. It was $1.60 a liter.
And oil was at 140 a barrel.
Yeah.
I think it had a high of 160 or something.
Yeah.
Like that,
so interest rates, blah blah blah.
Stupid.
To
gain
workers cost, everything adds up. There is some numbers that make a difference, but
labor cost.
But in the long run, it's still. They're fudging the numbers to make it look like it's we got to change here. They're always cutting the extra pieces of cheese or whatever and putting them in their pocket, like always.
It's funny that you mention employee costs though, because now we're seeing wages go down while inflation still kind of continues upward, right? So we've got
the overall average. Yeah,
we've got this.
Well, people aren't working. It seems
we've got this like stagflation thing.
Yeah, which is terrible. Average wages, I think, will go down if the general population of people working goes down, right?
So,
So
there's a massive labor shortage.
Exactly, with the massive layoff they did in 2020, and with people just not wanting to work because they're not getting paid enough. So why would they? The average numbers are going to go down, and the cost of living is always going to go up. We know that. So obviously, there's a big topic to talk about right there. That's going to have to be for next time though. So you guys, you know what? Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the like button, and for this episode, Biggs and Boggs out.
Catch you in the next one.
Biggs and Boggs.